What is happening, you groovy, beautiful people? Way to see everybody lining up on the Paulie Mac Particle comments line before the show. That's like the show before the show. You know what I mean? That's like happy hour before you go out to the big party on Saturday or Friday night or whatever. When you're like a college kid, you gotta have like a pre-party before the real party. And I always like to get in. Tony and I usually have a pre-show meeting before we go live, and we'll be talking. But we always keep our eye on the comments. And Tony, it's funny. Our listeners are very attuned to the challenges in front of the PMP show host. That would be yourself and myself. And already Rags all the way from New Jersey with concerns about bathroom breaks. He goes, Tony, you got 2 minutes till showtime. You might want to run over there. And the word you used yesterday, Tony, it haunted me throughout the day. You said, guys, if you can hang on, I need to go tinkle. I haven't heard a tinkle in a while. But anyway, Tony, how you
I feel like it's the most polite way to say I'd take a leak, take a whiz, got to drain the main vein. I saw somebody say, like, I just wanted to go tinkle, Paulie. That's all I wanted to do. And I appreciate everybody's concern in the pre-show chat. I did take care of my business. I'm out there and I'm loving every minute of it, as Kramer said.
I always try to remember, like, the first time you're dating a new girl, you have like a new girlfriend, you want to make a good impression on the parents. You want to be polite. You want to say all the right things. So you go to your like new girlfriend's house for the first time and you meet their parents and stuff. And then you got to quote Tony, you got to tinkle. And then here's the question. What's the most polite way, gentlemanly way of asking to go to the bathroom? I'm going to give you some options. Tony, is it A, I need to use the restroom? Is it B, can I go to the bathroom? Is it C, do you guys mind if I use the boys' room? So we're going restroom, bathroom, boys' room. Tony, go. Most polite of the three. I think I might go restroom, because these days, like, you could be like, somebody could say something about gender or something. If you say boys' room, they might not like that. And restroom, I feel like, is non-specific to anything other than just, it just sounds polite to me. What would you say, Tony? Bathroom, boys' room, restroom, go.
I would do probably bathroom, but I forever I've always said the John. I just got to use the John.
I didn't list John, because John to me is a little too street. You don't want to go street when you're meeting your girlfriend's parents for the first time. Anyway, it's just some food for thought as we begin the show.
Hey, where's the John? Can I get the John? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you guys. Where's the John?
You guys have a functioning John? You don't have any like pipe problems, backup clogs with your John? Yeah, because I got to go in there.
Hey, P, by the way, I want to do some business right out of the gates. Okay, yesterday, and I want to thank Noemi for this because, by the way, the song that Noemi picked last week, I listened to this morning. Fantastic. She calls it jump blues, is the genre of music.
Well, she really likes swing dancing and stuff. She's like into like retro swing and like pinup stuff. I think, is that the right term?
I think
pinup. Yeah.
But she pointed out how, shame on us, 10 push-ups when we can. We forgot to wish Kurt Loder of MTV fame a happy 80th birthday yesterday. And I don't know how we missed that, Noemi, but thank you for bringing that to the table. Yeah. I also want to say today's Bob Seger's 80th birthday, and rest in peace. It's also a heavenly birthday for the one and only Willie Mays today, buddy. So
the say hey kid, happy birthday, Willie Mays. Damn, that's about the biggest name in the Giant family as you could strike up. So yeah, gone but not forgotten forever is Willie Mays to say hey kid. By the way, was it Joe Schmo who said, why don't you just say, hey guys, can I use the crapper? The crapper. I don't think that would. That's what I'm saying. I like it. You're making me laugh, but I don't think you can say that to the girlfriend's parents. Certainly not on the first date. All right, Tony. Some business.
Real other business too. Just happy birthday to George Clooney's 64th. And dude, by the way, happy birthday to the don't take off my jersey because I'm wearing basically a machine underneath my jersey.
Yeah, like a federal witness protection program. I'm wearing a wire. Yeah.
Jose Altuve. I never cheated, Jose Altuve. Happy birthday to Jose Altuve. Paulie, proceed.
By the way, I'm going to prove to Creative Tony right after we handle some town businesses. And speaking of town business, by the way, let me shout out our friends at Last Dive Bar. Check it out. I got my new swag on from our good friends. You know what, Tony? Tag Dive Bar on the show today when we post it, because our good friends at the Last Dive Bar sent a bunch of merch over, a bunch of gear, and Tony's got some stuff. I think Neil Denardi got his hands on one of those shirts too from Longbridge.
He did.
Yeah, and mine is the Oracle Park Seagull shirt. So thank you, Last Dive Bar. You guys are killer, man. And hopefully we'll continue to work together and maybe cross-pollinate a little bit, get you guys on our show at some point to talk about what you're working with over there now that Oakland has no sports teams. It's damn depressing. But anyway, Tony, town business before we jump into the show today. And I want to say hello, Lily Merchant. Always great to see you. Cheater Altuve. I like that. I got Andrew. Great to see you as always, my brother. Rags, John Joseph, Don Peralta, Aaron Kask, Patty from Napa, on and on it goes. But Tony, town business, why don't we start with our good friend Carlos from Flex Funding, who, by the way, checked in on the comments line a moment ago and said, hey, happy Cinco de Mayo, y'all. And on Cinco de Mayo, Tony, will you have any, flavored foods to celebrate the occasion? Will you have any cocktails to celebrate the occasion? Might be a margarita, could be any number of cocktails. Tony, Cinco de Mayo, your annual practices, go.
Paulie, yesterday we celebrated Cinco de Mayo at my Little League game. We had margaritas after the game.
Shut up. Did you really?
Yeah, swear to God, yeah.
Not with the kids. You're not getting the kids all boozed up, right? You said after practice. Tony's talking about Little League. I mean, this is no... Yeah.
After our game, we had the team we played. It was a Giants A's game, and it was a Bay Bridge series, and it was a loosey goose type of game. It was really fun, and we had margaritas and everything after the game, and we celebrated Cinco de Mayo in style. I always do you go salted rim or no salted rim on a margarita? By the way,
I like a salted rim. I do. I like some salt, but I'll live without it. If you serve me one, I'm not going to cause a ruckus. Hey, where's my salt? God damn it! You know what I mean? Like
I kind of will. I'll kind of say, can I return this, please, and just give me a little salt this up, please. I don't care. Leave the drink salt it up.
Not to pollute Carlos's spot, but last riff before we dive into some serious talk about Carlos's services. Tony, you could combine the two riffs we've already laid out for you today on the show. First time at your girlfriend's parents' house, it's Cinco de Mayo, and you're like, hey, send back this. Don't bring me another drink until I have a salted rim, for the love of Christ. And on top of that, can you show me where your crapper is? Okay. Demanding salted rims and asking for the crapper on your first date, not going to go very well. All right, Carlos De La Fuente, who does have a great sense of humor, or I wouldn't have done any of that. I know he likes to riff. So, Carlos, this is your time to shine, buddy. Carlos De La Fuente, one of our great friends and a great sponsor, great partner of the Polymac Particles show. And again, shouting out guys like Carlos and Neil Tenardi and our latest sponsor, Dr. Matt Young. We wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff without these guys. So, Carlos, thank you for believing in the show, and thank you for propping this thing up and helping us move this thing down the road. It's really all about guys like you, and guys like Carlos understand what we're doing, and we want to tell you what he's doing. So Carlos is, aside from providing all kinds of loan options and financial advice, here's something I want to get into today. You know, Carlos recently partnered up with a great lender who can do HELOC loans. He can do standalone loans, seconds. They're fairly simple for anybody who's needing cash. So you might want to inquire about that. Say, Carlos, tell us about your new partner this great lender, Paulie Mac mentioned, who does HELOCs and standalones. And this is kind of for people, Tony, who don't want to touch their low interest first mortgage, which I totally understand. That's kind of the situation we have. We got a great rate on our mortgage when we bought this house a long time ago. We bought the house I'm in, I bought back in like 2013. And I know exactly what he's talking about because we got a great low interest rate on that mortgage. So that is something you're going to want to protect. And there are ways to do that. And that's another good conversation to have with Carlos, with this great lender. So talk to him. Call him at 925-250-4894. Carlos at myflexnow.com. And again, as I've been saying, we are working on like an event that we can all get together and hang out with Losty. I think it's going to be a little closer to football season, but that's going to be here before you know it. Tony, do you realize now that we have dipped our toe into the pools of May, we got preseason football coming up in about 2 months. You got May, make it three, May, June, July, but we'll have our hands full with Warriors to keep us busy. And then bam, we will be playing preseason football with the 49ers. So as we get closer to football season, we're going to announce where we're going to have a little event with Carlos, bring some of our listeners down. So if you want to talk shop or you just want to hang out, it'll be a great kind of low pressure way to kind of hang out and have real conversations. So anyway, Carlos is the man. Tony, your thoughts on Carlos, and we're going to move on today to our next sponsor. But again, Carlos is very easy to talk to, so don't be intimidated if you're concerned or you've got like worries and you're like, geez, I just need a loan. What do I do? What you do is you call Carlos, right, Tony?
Oh, absolutely, dude. And also, I live in San Carlos and I drive around the peninsula. I was thinking about Los the other day because I'm like, I see a lot of these quote unquote fix and flips where people are basically, they buy a property and they, either tear it down completely and rebuild it and sell it, or they remodel it and sell it. And Carlos can help you out with that as well, if that's something you're doing, because I see it a ton down here. And people are, tearing down the old or renovating the old rancher style homes that have been there for probably, I don't know, close to 40 to 50 years, and probably even more than that, 60 to 70 in some cases. And Carlos can help you out with like the fix and flips, and just also outside of the box thinking with Carlos. I say it all the time. But if you've got a situation that you might think is, you very unique, or maybe not even like workable, approach Los. He can help. He's got some answers for you. He will work with you, and it's a win-win situation with when you contact Los at 925-250-4894, 925-250-4894, or email Los at carlos@myflexnow.com.
And final word on Los for now, and then we'll talk about Carlos on the way out when we wrap the show today too. But final thing about Carlos, because he just posted a message. He goes, guys, I'm going to help you conceive a solid plan as we go forward for your finances. And then we're going to explore all the options. And again, he's not going to strong arm you into doing anything that you're not comfortable with. And you know what's funny? If you try to strong arm Carlos into doing something, hey, Carlos, I need this loan. Let's make this happen. If he thinks it's not the right time, or it's not going to be a good situation for you, your business, your family, he'll pull the reins back. He'll say, guys, not right now. I think we should wait 6 months, and he'll explain why. So anyway, Carlos is trustworthy. He's a great dude. Give us the Los. Give us the Los. What kind of loan would you like? Would you have time for a quick hit? Yeah.
Do I have time?
For my head. On Cinco de Mayo. On Cinco de Mayo, for God's sake. Serve up some reggae. Let's go.
Paulie, do I have time?
Yes.
I don't know if we'll have enough time.
Yeah.
But stand by. I'm going to do the
Give us the Los. 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 What loan would you like?
Oh! Give me some horns, Steve. That's it. It's a good track, dude. It really is a good track. Hey, by the way, I want to segue into our next sponsor, our newest partner. He is Dr. Matt Young, DDS. And I got to tell you right now, kids, don't think I'm going to take this lying down. If you think we're going to be delivering top 10 singles for Carlos De La Fuente and not delivering top 10 singles for Dr. Matt Young, see, that's where you're mistaken, because Tony, already, hand to God, I already have a great song concept for Dr. Matt Young, which I'm going to incorporate into these spots as we go. And I'm not going to show my hand yet, but I will say this. The song that I'm going to dedicate to Dr. Matt Young that I've worked up, it's a Kiss song. The hottest band, it's the hottest band in the world for the hottest dentist in the world. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about Young Dental Group right here in San Francisco. He's been my dentist for over a decade. And the reason for that is he put me, Paulie Mack, the most uptight, nervous, sweaty, anxiety-ridden, riddled with fear kind of dentist patient you could possibly find on the street. That was me. That was Paulie Mack. And then I went to go see Dr. Matt Young, and the recommendation of another good friend of ours, Natalie, Pennsylvania. What's up, Natalie? We miss you. She's the greatest. She told me, she goes, go see Dr. Matt Young, man. There's nothing to worry about. He's such a cool guy. He's going to give you the headphones. He's going to let you listen to any kind of music you want, or Giants games or whatever. And it's all true. Like, he put me at ease immediately, and I've done a lot of work with him over the years because I neglected my teeth for a long time. Like, that's my fear of the dentist was so profound. I was like, hey, I'll know what I'll do. You know how I'll address my fear of going to the dentist? I just won't go. You know what I mean? That'll solve that. I just won't go. It turned out that kind of backfired on me, because when I finally did go, Dr. Matt Young looked at me and he goes, dude, we're going to have to do some work here. You can't, it's like not mowing your lawn for 10 years. You're going to have to go clean that ass up. And he definitely did. And he's done so much great work for me over the years, and he can definitely do that for you. Shoot him an email. Tell him what your situation is. If you haven't gone in a while, or you're just looking to switch dentists, or you want to find the right guy to care for all your dental needs, shoot him an email at info@youngdentalsf.com. Give him a shout, 415-392-8611. Open all weekdays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then, Tony, they even open their doors on Saturdays, given that we are also busy during the week. If you can't accommodate it with your schedule, Dr. Young's like, hey, no sweat. We can see you on Saturday. And Tony, Dr. Matt Young, great San Francisco guy, great baseball fan. His son's going to be an SI Wildcat. That's got to make you feel pretty good, brother.
It's great, man. And also, you hit it earlier, dude. Putting people at ease in an uncomfortable situation. That's like the bedside manner of a Dr. Young is really not to be understated or underrated, because the whole situation is not, nobody looks forward to, like, no offense, Dr. Young, nobody like says, oh man, I can't wait to go to the dentist. But I do know that people like Paulie has said, actually, I'm excited to go hang out with Dr. Young. We're going to have a good rap before and after. And then also the dentist that we used to see down here in San Carlos, same thing. It's like, oh, they made it enjoyable for the kids, right?
Yeah,
so, and I love that they're open on Saturdays too, because my weeks are with the kids' sports and school and this show and, just life.
Yeah.
So being open on Saturdays is huge. So give them a call, 415-392-8611, 415-392-8611. Or you can email info@youngdentalsf.com. They're in Union Square in San Francisco on Post Street. So check them out.
Yeah. And by the way, final note on Dr. Matt Young for now. True story. I just remembered I had kind of a Fast Times at Ridgemont High moment with him once. You know how in Fast Times when Spicoli's having that dream sequence and he's doing the interview with Stu Nahan and he's like, oh, those guys. And then he goes, where'd you get that jacket? Where'd you get that jacket? So check this out. One time I was in Dr. Young's office a couple of years ago and they were doing a big procedure on me. So he gave me the gas and I was totally like knocked out. I was like whiffing the gas. And then when the procedure, and I didn't even know the procedure was over. Like, I didn't even know what had happened, but boom, it was over. And Dr. Young's like, okay, it's time to go home now. And dude, he had me like, I was wearing shades. He put shades on me because he had a big light in my face. You know what I mean? So to help me with the glare. So dude, I don't remember doing this, but he was riffing on me afterwards. So at the end of the procedure, apparently I asked him, hey, Dr. Young, can I keep these glasses? And I asked him if I could keep him. And when I came to, Liz was driving me home. I looked in the mirror and I was wearing the freaking shades from the dentist office. I'm like, how'd this happen? And Liz was like, well, you asked him if you could keep them. And he said, yes. So anyway, that's how cool he is, man. Yeah. Where'd you get that? Can I keep these shades, Dr. Young? And anyway, he let me. So call Dr. Young. He's the best. And he's the official dentist now of the Polymac Particle Show. So proud to have him as a partner, Tony.
Yes. Next question. And I'm going to provide a segue here because we talk about reps, right? Because Steph Curry is all about reps. Well, all about the way to keep your oral hygiene tip top is reps, by not letting it sleep, by not ignoring your teeth. So go check out your dentist regularly, get your reps, just like Steph Curry and the Warriors get their reps every single day. Paulie, we need to transition into the NBA playoffs because of yesterday's action was absurd. And today,
timeout. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. And I know you're setting the table. You're trying to be a professional. And then I know. And I come barging in now with assortment of riffs only because, before you proceed, only because you just used the phrase tip top. And I'm a big fan of the phrase tip top. Let me give you a couple of my favorite tip top drops of all time. Tony, grab a pen if you're ready. I'll jot these down. Bruce Springsteen. The album is Nebraska. The song is Johnny 99. It's about a guy who's down on his luck who goes and robs a bank at gunpoint, and then they send him the electric chair. By the way, you ever notice how many people get sentenced to death in Bruce Springsteen songs? If you ever listen to Nebraska, like every character on that song is either getting shot, killed in the electric chair, a variety of just the tragedies on all over that record. But anyway, in Johnny 99, he goes, Johnny was waving his gun around, threatening to blow his top. Tony, out in front of the club Tip Top, they slapped the cuffs on Johnny 99. So in front of the club Tip Top, slapping the cuffs on Johnny 99, that's one. And then Tony, number two, Pulp Fiction, when they bring in the wolf to inspect the car. He's talking to Sam Jackson and John Travolta, and Harvey Keitel goes, what about the car? Does everything work? The brake lights work? The blinker works? Everything works? Samuel Jackson drinking that coffee goes, far as I know, Mother Blanket's tip top. So there's my favorite two tip tops of all time. Tony, if you have one, this would be the time to include it, and then we're going to move on as you set the table. Go ahead.
That was the only one I had, was the tip top from Pulp Fiction, and I'm going to segue into some Samuel Jackson right here, Paulie, as we say.
Damn, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy. Damn, Jimmy.
I hope that you're playing that tomorrow in response to the big night that Jimmy Butler Buckets is about to have in Minnesota as we segue to Warrior basketball. Let's up and go. Tony, for starters, broad strokes. How's your level of confidence going into game one tonight in Minnesota? The entire world seems to be ushering Anthony Edwards up to the top of Mount Everest here as like the new king of the NBA. They haven't even played a game in the series, but I feel like no one's giving the Dubs any love. How's your head? What's your outlook going into tonight?
Pause. I'm going to say Ray Goodman. I'm putting you to the top because you are a super, my friend. Thank you, Ray. And he says, "Feeling Tip Top" by Cab. Man, dude, the musical chops of Ray and Noemi. Hey, Ray and Noemi, I think you need to host the next PMP hangout, like somewhere in your world, because, and then you like, I have friends that do, instead of a book club, they do like an album club where
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I want to
month.
join the album club. I want to join. Let me tell them I want to ask them if they're taking new members. I want to join the album club. I'll come in with some crazy stuff. Yeah. You guys ever heard Black Flag, My War? This is my record. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And if you want to go on a road trip with me to Conifer, Colorado, in the foothills of Colorado,
I got to go all the way to Colorado to join the album club?
Yes, you do, Paulie. If you have a problem. But Paulie, you stay on their ranch. They have a massive ranch. This is where I stay every time I go to see fish at Dick's. They have a ranch.
It's that hippie ranch you go to, right? You do a lot of hippie stuff, bathe in the stream and all that. Tony, see, guys don't know how hardcore we'll go. Like when the cameras aren't on, dude. At our core, we are hippie children of. We're love children. We're peaceniks. We're the whole thing. I'll be out there hugging trees when no one's looking. Creative Tony's bathing in a stream. You know what I mean? In Colorado. But anyway, finish your thing about the album club. I like that.
I was just going to say, they do an album club instead of a book club where somebody will present an album and they will listen to the entire album, review the album, and go track by track and talk about the album track by track. It's a killer idea. I think Ray and Noemi need to host maybe an album of the month club for the PMP Army. And by the way, I also want to welcome Buko the Pug to the program.
Great handle. Great handle.
Yeah. I just want to say, what's up, Buko the Pug, or Bucko? Maybe it's Bucko, but either way,
Buko, shout out Artie Buko on the Sopranos. And by the way, John Joseph dropping a Fear More Beer. Great. Is that what you're bringing to the album party? Hey, do you guys know Fear More Beer? I used to play that on my college radio station, by the way.
But
hey, Tony,
if you brought like, and I love that we have a pug watching the show. So thank you. We take all kinds here. Paulie, I love that, like, bring loudness is like bringing loudness album to the album.
You guys know Thunder from the East, right? You guys all fans of Thunder from the East? You all have a copy? Yeah. You go home and listen to it. Tell me your favorite track. We're going to write essays. All right, Tony.
Paulie, you said about this series about T-Wolves and Dubs. You know who's not buying into the T-Wolves hype? Is your one and only Shaquille O'Neal, who flat out said the Dubs are going to win this series. He said the Dubs won that series and Steph didn't even play a Steph-like series. You know what I mean? So he says the fact that Steph didn't really play and dominate like he can, that has yet to happen. Yeah. Look out T-Wolves. And Steph, by the way, I'll look up his numbers during the show, but his numbers against the T-Wolves are very good.
Yeah. So, no, he does. He plays really well against the T-Wolves. And then on top of that, here's some more food for thought. Just consider this, that the T-Wolves have not seen the Warriors with Butler yet. I don't think they've played the T-Wolves since they got Jimmy Butler back in February.
The Warriors are 3-1 against the T-Wolves, and they have yet to see the T-Wolves have yet to see the Dubs with Butler, Curry, and Draymond, and the tour de force that is Butler, Curry, Draymond, etc., and strength in numbers. What's up, Danny Ogden? By the way, by the way, a little bit housekeeping. Tolbert's on today, 2:00. Tolbert with his former teammate,
perfect,
current T-Wolves color analyst Jim Peterson. So check out Tolbert today at 2:00, talking Dubs, T-Wolves, little pregame before tonight's tip-off.
Yeah, I think that's one thing the Warriors have in their favor. They haven't seen Butler yet with this collection of guys. And then there's questions like, the starting lineup tonight, where you always want to get off to a good start, especially in a game one on the road. You want to get your fingerprints on this thing quick. Try to get out to a lead early and set a tone if you can. And the other thing is, like, do you go back to Buddy Hield, right? Do you keep him in the starting line, or do you go back to Moses Moody? I don't know. This is a matchup thing. And what?
I'm going back to Buddy instead of Cali. Okay. So yes, I think he does go back to Buddy. And number two,
I'm going back to Buddy. Buddy. I'm going back to Buddy. I don't think so. Yeah. His bikini small, heels tall. He said he liked the ocean. Anyway, shout out LL Cool J. Ladies love James Todd Smith. Go ahead, T.
So ZZ Top's Tough Boy or Rough Boy.
I'm all about rough. I love freaking Rough Boy, dude. Shout out Billy Gibbons. Yes.
Right. So I feel like Houston roughed up the Dubs and kind of prepared them to be I don't think anybody will be as rough.
I agree.
On the Dubs as Houston. So
I agree. Yeah.
Like that was, if there was a series that they could get through and advance, it's against Houston, because Houston, dude, they roughed them up. I mean, they absolutely, I don't know, like, well,
yeah, it was a street fight, man. They took that kind of 80s Pistons brand of basketball to the Dubs, thinking that they could muscle them and intimidate them and bruise them and foul them hard, and that was going to work, and it didn't.
Those guys roughed them up. Those guys roughed them up. You know,
hey,
hard to believe. Hard to believe. Those guys.
Have a good off season. Color me bet. By the way, did you hear Dylan Brooks? I didn't hear this until today, but I heard that he didn't even address the media. Like, he walked out on his post game press conference. He's always acting like a punk, and that rep is going to he's going to be one of these guys who bounces from team to team to team. He's already kind of been a journeyman already, and I bet you his thing with the Rockets, he's going to wear out his welcome down there. And how great is it too that Steph Curry, Draymond Green, 5-0 against the Houston Rockets in playoff series, dude, over the past decade. 5-0. Just ripping their hearts out. Yeah, it is owning. Yeah.
Ripping hearts out of the chests of guys like James Harden and Dylan Brooks gives me joy. It really does give me joy. And hey, Dylan Brooks, you didn't address the media because you yourself realized that you had a chance to rise up for your team and you didn't.
No. And Jalen Green, listen, they got a lot of they got young talent, but these guys, and that's the thing, you have to learn how to win on that stage. That's something the Warriors have an abundance of, obviously, is the experience. I mean, they're going to out experience pretty much every opponent they have in the Western Conference should they advance, or maybe against Denver. Those guys are champions too. But you saw what experience did last night. We should acknowledge those games. Those two games last night were incredible. You could not ask for a better advertisement for NBA basketball, playoff basketball, than the two games we had last night. And I was going to say, I think Denver's experience had a lot to do with them getting that win on the road against a number one seed in OKC. That shot that Gordon hit at the buzzer, it was incredible. But also, I feel like OKC maybe got a little too complacent. They had a lead in that game. And again, this is what I'm talking about. Knowing how to close, knowing how to finish. You have to learn the Warriors had to learn how to do that. You remember when Steph first came on board, they had to go through some tough San Antonio teams. They had to go through those tough Clippers teams with Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan and all those guys, Blake Griffin. So the Warriors took their lumps for a couple of years, and then they learned how to win. I think Houston's in the process of doing that. I think that OKC has to, this is their first voyage out there, especially as a number one seed with all the pressure. And I think Denver got them last night with a lot of smarts and experience and just kind of stick-to-itiveness. Like, no, we're not giving you this game. We're going to keep fighting. And that Knicks game, holy S, that was, I'm telling you right now, after what I saw game one in Boston, Tony, I think the Knicks have a shot to win this series. I do. And if they go up there tomorrow and steal game two, I think the Celtics are in big trouble. I really do. It goes back to New York, and they're down 2-0 going over to New York. Dude, yes, 100%. Brunson is just a flat out ball. I will say, I lost a little when I saw him do that flop earlier in the season. I don't know if it was like a month ago, maybe it was a few weeks ago. Kind of the LeBron style flop. Is like, come on, dude, you don't need to pull that crap. You're too good of a player to pull that crap. I agree. And that's why I hate about SGA in Oklahoma City too. He flopped. Right. He's always throwing his dude. Just play ball. You're so good. You don't need that shit. And I agree. It always kind of pollutes the performance when you got that kind of excessive flopping. But what Brunson did last night, they get that win in overtime, 108-105. Just a couple quick notes on this. Boston Celtics, Tony, your guy Tatum. Where's Jason Tatum? Where is he? How come he didn't play in the Olympics? Maybe this is why. Honestly, maybe this is why. In pressure games, he went 0 for 7 in the fourth quarter from the field. And the Celtics as a team, Tony, ready for this? Instead of attacking, they had a 20-point lead that the Knicks chipped away, tied it, took the lead, forced it to overtime. And the Celtics yesterday, they missed 45 three-pointers. 45.
Wow.
Yeah. So instead of going to the rim, they just kind of hung out on the perimeter and launched these threes, and they just kept missing them, and they kept shooting them and missing them. Anyway, the Knicks, I think, stole the momentum of that series in a big way, and I think Boston knows they got a fight on their hands.
I think Boston overlooked them. I think Boston took them lightly. I really do. And they came in and with a nice uppercut and said, "You ready for this?" And but your boy Tatum, by the way, said, Why even have refs in the series? You know, we know it's physical. We know it's a playoffs. Why even have refs? I'm like, easy, dude.
Don't piss and moan just because you lost one game, dude. You got to regroup and come out. I'm telling you. Do you have any feelings about this series? Who do you like in that series, Boston, New York, or who are you rooting for? Or who do you like?
I mean, on paper, you have to go with Boston, but I'm pulling hard for the Knicks. I've always liked Brunson, and I like New York over just city-wise over Boston. Boston's had their share of recent success. And overall success over the decades. And also our Steve Bisecchio is a Jersey Knicks guy, so I got to root for them. So I'm rooting Knicks. I do think that, it's the Celtics, man. This is going to go 6 or 7, I would believe. So if I'm assuming Boston bounces back, they even up the series and they go back to New York, and then game 3 becomes big in New York. If the Knicks win game 3, if the Knicks win game 3, that's huge. And then all of a sudden Boston's up against it, trying to win game 4, try to tie it back up. So I think it's gonna be a really, dude. All of the Elite 8 left in basketball in the NBA, all of it, all the teams, all the series are really exciting series.
Yeah,
you want to talk about the Nuggets and OKC. I think OKC took the Nuggets a little lightly. I mean, you can't take Nuggets lightly. He dropped 42, but I still think they thought, we're OKC, we're the number 1 seed, we're at home, and then bam, Aaron Gordon right before the buzzer, dude. Come on, man. That's great. Local kid too. So I'm always rooting for the Nuggets because of him. Now, like not against the Dubs, of course.
What's his school again? I forget. I know he's a Bay guy. Where did he go to school? High school?
He is a Archbishop Midi Monarch.
That's
right.
And
so I'm down in San Jose, and so I always pull for him, WCL kid, and it was really fun to watch in high school. So, but Jokic is like, now he's like a player coach, man. Do you see him on the sideline?
I love that. No, because for a while there are questions with Denver, man. There's been some weirdness with the Denver Nuggets this year. They are champions. I mean, they know how to win a ring. They just did it a couple of years ago, but there was disharmony this year. They fire their coach, which I don't know. I don't know. I think coaches get fired way too quickly and easily in the NBA now. And the players, as soon as there's any kind of friction, I need a new coach. It's like, I don't know if that's always the best move. But anyway, that's where they find themselves. And there's definitely some kind of chemistry issues, it seems to me. Yeah. So watching Jokic get that animated and freaking out and yelling at his team, I loved it. Jokic also with north of 20 rebounds last night. You mentioned the 42 points. That's something in the back of my head, too. If the Warriors do advance, and they got to play the Denver Nuggets, I'm like, how in the hell are we going to stop this lunatic? I mean, Joker, he's essentially unstoppable when he backs you down into the paint and he does that little touch shot from about 8 feet out. Like it's almost impossible to stop that, T.
It's going to have to be Looney bodying up down low, and then Quentin Post with some strong minutes too. That's what's going to have to be. And I think I just saw NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC in the comments. He was in my head because I was thinking the same thing about the Dubs T-Wolves series and wondering how the series will be officiated, and knowing that the T-Wolves are going to try and maul Curry. And just seems to be a game plan for every team that plays the Warriors. Yeah. Especially off the ball when eyes are kind of off of him, where it's not the focal point. So I hope that, the officiating, because you and I were talking off the air about this glorification of Ant-Man already. Dude, yes, he's an incredible player, but let's slow your roll. The best shooter in the history of the game is in this series. Yeah. So let's show the proper respect to the best shooter in the history of the game, and maybe give him the favorable whistle.
Dude. That's probably for a goof, man. Now it's probably asking for too much. And I love what you're saying right now. And I want to pause you on this before we go any further, because I feel like Steph Curry constantly gets disrespected. And I feel like it's been going on for years. Like you just said, nobody's even, and I saw the same thing you saw, dude. Everybody, I like Minnesota in 5. I like Minnesota. I think the T-Wolves have a chance to sweep this series. I've heard so much pro T-Wolf propaganda in the last couple of days since the Warriors closed out Houston, and I'm starting to get sick of it. And I'm sure the guys in the Golden State locker room are getting sick of it too, because you're right. There's no respect or acknowledgement of who the Golden State Warriors are, of what they've accomplished, and what they're capable of. Like, it's like there's 3 Hall of Famers in their starting lineup, and Butler,
Right.
Draymond, and Kurt. You want to give them like a little bit of respect, maybe a little bit of considerate, but apparently not. The only 2 people I've heard outside of us, you know what I mean? The only 2 people I've heard say that out loud that they think the Warriors are going to win this series are, you said Shaquille O'Neal won. And I saw Greeny. I saw Greenberg this morning on ESPN say he likes the Warriors in this series. But every other pundit, it's all about Minnesota. And you're right about Anthony Edwards. I agree. He's a great player. He's so young. He's going to be around. He could have a 20-year career like LeBron James if his body holds up. He's like one of those guys, a special talent. But he's never really done anything. Not yet. Not yet. So the fact that people are like now ushering him up this mountaintop of NBA greatness, it's like, can we let the series play out first before we put a crown on this guy's head?
Let the series play out, and this is leading us to Tony's top 3. I'm going to play the opener here in a second, Paulie.
Okay, buddy. Yeah.
Dude, also, you're parading outside of Staples Center after your first round win. Like,
it's a first round win, kid. Relax. Calm down.
Pump the brakes, as they say. Like, I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you're happy, Ant-Man. But
yeah. Shiny happy people. Yeah. Maybe the most annoying guitar riff of all time. Oh, come on, Mike Mills. You can do better than that, man. Come on.
We talked about that a while ago. The least part of my least favorite part.
Tony, check it out. Put me underground.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The meet me in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of respect for Stipe and
me too. And dude, he's rocking the hat sideways and shit. Oh, it's so bad.
Also, don't sleep on the hey.
Well, I mean, I was like, God damn, man, these guys are pushing it now. They're pushing shiny happy.
Right. Go back to Radio Free Europe. Go back to the album Green. The album Green is like my high school years, man. That was a great album. It came out around the same time as Joshua Tree. So I was like, these 2 albums are really good albums.
Dennis Leary, dude, one of my favorite comedians. He had this great riff about that song. He's like, shiny happy people. He's like, let me tell you right now. He's like, pull that bus over on the pretentious turnpike. And he's like, and I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Empty the bus. I want the shiny people over here. I want the happy people over here. Get up against the wall. Yeah. That's kind of where I'm coming from with shiny happy people too, man. Yeah,
the whole video is like, I don't know. I wonder with that whole writing session what it was like for Michael Stipe. Like, I don't know if he was on something or what, because it's like
he was on something. Yeah,
I don't know. But here, stand by, Paulie.
Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3.
See, before with respect, sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of interrupting today. Get Mark Graves up there real quick too. He's a super, and he's got a great point about OKC last night. Read this one. I gotta. You had to tinkle yesterday. I got to blow my nose. Tony, you take this one.
Oh, now it's okay to blow your nose. Okay, you didn't clear your nasal passages before the show. Oh,
I didn't have to. Well, you know what though? Hey, smart guy. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't have to leave the show for 10 minutes because you were gone. What, 10, 15 minutes yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was 20. I think it was actually. Yeah, I think it was after. So Mark Graves, thank you for the secret, my man. OKC showed inexperience by fouling Nuggets too soon. Didn't let any time come off the clock in the fourth. Right idea, just didn't execute correctly. Damn, Mark, that is a good, strong take, dude.
Mark,
yes,
hey, Mark, yes, 1,000% yes. And by the way, I like your Curry, the image that you have with your post with the Steph Curry logo. That's awesome. But I got to say, no, you're 100% right. And Mark, they did it more than once. I think they did that 2 or 3 times. There was like 19 seconds left, Tony. And every time Denver would inbound the ball, OKC could have let him dribble the clock down. They could have just defended him for like 5, 6, 7 seconds, let them dribble, keep him out on the perimeter, then foul. So now you're playing the clock and you're playing the free throw game. But Mark is right. They would inbound the ball, bam, they would foul him immediately. They did that at least twice. They might have done that 3 times going down the stretch. And you're right. That's the inexperience and lack of postseason coaching I was talking about that could wind up hurting OKC, could wind up hurting the Minnesota Timberwolves too. We'll see. They don't really have any deep postseason pedigree. They're going to be in a dogfight. I don't know where their heads are at, if they're overly confident or not, but we're going to see, Mark. And that's a great take. Thank you. And thank you for the contribution too. We appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Dude, that's back to my point about all 8 teams in all 4 series. Every series is going to be a dogfight, I think. I really do. And Paulie, to number one, just because we're talking about Anthony Edwards and Ant-Man, we again, he's a very, very good player. He's an Olympian. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Because of Steph Curry, by the way. Let's all just, give respect to where the respect is deserved. But Ant-Man is a really, really, really good player. But are you convinced that he is the going to be the next face of the NBA when say Steph and LeBron call it quits, call it a career? Do you think Ant-Man is the new face of the next face of the NBA?
It's a great question, because you can think back to when we were young kids and you had guys like Dominique Wilkins in the NBA who could have become the face of the league easily, but he was on like a good Hawks team, a good Atlanta Hawks team, but that's a Hawks team that could never get past like the Boston Celtics or the Chicago Bulls. So they never really got the kind of national acclaim or national spotlight, that kind of attention that guys like Larry Bird, Magic, and Jordan got, because he couldn't climb the mountain. So yeah, I think he can be the face of the NBA, Tony, but I think in order to be the true face of the NBA, somebody like Steph Curry or LeBron James, you could even say Kevin Durant had that kind of mantle for a little while when he won back-to-back finals MVPs. Like, I thought he was the face of the league for a little while there. But in order to do that, in my mind, you have to win championships. You can't just be like a great player on a good team. You got to take that team to a title. So that remains to be seen. I don't know. How do you feel? How would you? Because a lot of people are already saying he is the new king of the league. And it's like, again, for me, you got to accomplish something first. You can't just be a great player on a good team.
Again, Paulie, I asked the question. When Steph Curry won first round playoff series, did he go outside the visiting arena and do like victory laps?
He certainly didn't. No, not once. No.
Okay. I rest my case right there. And I keep using Steph Curry like constantly as examples of what everybody should be. Yeah. And not everybody can be that as good as Steph on and off the court. And that's why I try to tell my kids all the time, please appreciate this right now, because when he's gone, we are going to miss it like crazy. Yeah. We're going to crave it and we're going to want it back. And that's why, I don't know, Steph, I hope you run for office, or I hope you coach or do something where you stay involved with the game, or you stay involved in society. Don't just go off the grid and become, I don't know, the living off the grid on some island or something because you've had enough of being in the social eye.
No, he's got to save the world. I'm not letting Steph Curry go anywhere. Dude, when you're done, hey, Steph, don't make any plans, because when you're done with your NBA career, I mean, I know you got kids to raise, and I know you got like a family, and you got all these business endeavors. I'm going to need you to stick around and save the human race, maybe perhaps save the entire world. So, yeah, Curry, I'm going to need you close by. Tony, go ahead.
You just reminded me of the song by Michael Jackson, Heal the World. Do you remember the song Heal the World by Michael Jackson?
I don't think I do. Give me a chorus. Maybe help refresh me.
Heal the world, make it a better place for me and for you and the entire human race. There you go. There's,
okay. I don't know if I remember that one, but I liked what you just did. Yeah, Curry for governor. Dude, John Joseph, he's got my vote right now.
Exactly.
I mean, start with California and go from there, man. Straighten this S out, and then we'll talk about presidency next after that. But so, Steph, again, I've already got you making a White House run, so don't go too far out of my line of vision. Yeah.
Maybe Steph can open, if he wants to, maybe he can just open like a chain of dispensaries when he's done playing. Because I don't think
Steph's that guy. Although I would love.
No, time out. I think Steph. Post playing, when he's done playing, I think he'll be a gummy guy. I think he'll be a gummy guy for sure.
I don't see it, but I'm open to it. I mean, maybe if we could if we could have like a movie night together, maybe we could, hey, Steph, try one of these. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, we're riffing together. But I don't want to corrupt Steph. I don't want to corrupt Steph Curry.
No, this isn't corruption. This is like he sees the healthy, ingredients of a gummy, being a gummy enthusiast. But I'm trying to think of Paulie, who is the former Warrior who we saw in Miami.
Stack Jack.
Stack Jack.
That's my guy. We were burning down in Miami. You know, he's all about it, dude. He's like, man, Paulie Mac. He goes, what room are you in? I'm like, I don't know, 419. He goes, I'm going to be up there at about 8 p.m. tonight. I go, great, come on up. Yeah, we bonded. Steven Jack, Stack Jack, and I had a great look. And you were part of that too down in Miami.
That was quite, and we went to the same bar every single day. That freaking bar was amazing. I forget the name of the bar, but it was
in the hotel. It was in, I can tell you exactly where it was. It was in the Hotel Plymouth. That's where we stayed. And it was, it's one of these cool South Beach hotels. And down in the lobby, they got this cool bar. So we would do our show in the morning, and then we go have lunch or whatever, and then we go back, have a couple drinks at the bar. And Stack Jack was in the hotel too, so he kept hanging out with us. And we bonded on the Herbal Delish as we've been known to do. Yeah.
By the way, I just saw Ian Weiland. He came up with a great call. Steph's TH3.
Oh, dude, with the fingers up and everything, dude. Oh, right on the package, dude. TH3 blend. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is a great call, my brother. Hey, number 2 on the top 3. We did this before the Houston series. Yeah, and we were both one game off. But I want to know, Paulie, what is your if you could give your guess on how many games this series will go and the series winner. I think we know how you feel about who will advance, but how many games do you think it will go?
I think it's going at least six, but more likely probably 7. I think this is going to be a real fight. And I think the momentum could swing wildly from game to game. I really do. I think tonight is actually a really important game for the Golden State Warriors. I think it's more important the Warriors get the win tonight than Minnesota. Gotcha. And that's a tall order. There's a lot of proof. Windhorst was bumming me out this morning. He was on TV going, there's a lengthy precedent here in the NBA that teams coming off a Game 7 win with just one day off are always going to lose in the next round. Although the Denver Nuggets pulled that trick off. They just went 7 and they won their first game on the road. So it's not totally unheard of, but it's a really tough assignment tonight. But what I'm hearing is that Draymond Green is already chirping at the shoot around and stuff. And he's telling guys, we got to get this one tonight. We got to get this one tonight and set the tone. That's what they did in the Houston series. They went into Houston, punched them right in the nose, got that first one. Then they got their asses kicked in game 2. And that could be the same recipe again. But I would much rather see the Warriors get the win tonight, Tony, set a tone, and then you got a little breathing room in game 2. If it doesn't go your way, at least you did your job. You come back to the Bay tied up 1-1. But if you lose tonight, suddenly there's a ton of pressure on the Warriors to win game 2. So I think this thing goes 6, but probably more realistically 7. How about you?
Paulie.
Nothing easy. Nothing easy.
How about a remix?
Nothing easy.
Nothing
easy.
Yeah, man. So Zaza's admitting nothing's easy.
Okay.
Paulie, I'm going to go on a limb and say Dubs in 5. I'm just going to say that.
I love that. Convince me. I love what you're saying.
Well, first of all, I love that the Warrior, like the whole nonsense that we were talking about yesterday about how, maybe the Dubs lay down in game 1 just because they're tired. There is no time to be tired.
No.
This is where you have to dig deep. This is what playoff basketball is all about.
Tony, if I may, ain't no time to hate, barely time to wait. Go ahead.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just why not?
But again, the T-Wolves have not faced the Warriors with Jimmy Butler, and the Warriors are 3-1 against the T-Wolves without Butler. That has to tell you something. And I feel like again, I still hold true that nobody wants this more than Jimmy Butler. I swear, we'll call him Captain Two-Ply if we have to. Call Steph and Jimmy the Two-Ply brothers because they're both wearing the butt pads now. But I just think that Steph wants it. They all want it, of course. They all want it. Everybody on every team left wants it. But I feel like Jimmy Butler, more than anybody, is like, let's get this. And he's ready to show the T-Wolves. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you. I like where your head's at. I love that take, Tony. Ian Weiland, real quick, quote, Minnesota is cold and shitty. Wolves suck. Twins suck. Vikings suck. You know what? I'm going to give you all that. The only thing I will say, Minneapolis, and that was great. Thank you, Ian. No relation to Scott Weiland of Vast. But I got to tell you that don't sleep on the music scene in and around Minnesota, Minneapolis. Top of my head, I mean, there's a couple of great ones, dude. Obviously, Prince, I mean, comes to mind. You ever heard of him? Yeah, he did a couple good records. Then there's a lot of good punk rock out of Minnesota too. Shout out to Husker Du, man. Husker Du, straight out of Minnesota, and then the Replacements, one of the great rock bands from the 80s and 90s. The Replacements, Tommy Stinson, and all those guys. Yeah. So anyway, I'm just saying, they got a sneaky good music scene up there in Minnesota.
I would still love to get to Paisley Park one of these days. Also, Paulie, maybe Steph and the Dubs do a drive-by in between games 1 and 2 in Minnesota. But I got to give Mark Graves some love, because Mark says, we were talking about Steph opening up a bunch of dispensaries of when he retires.
Yeah.
And he says Steph's indica will put you to night.
Bro, we might want to draw up some plans here and send me to Steph's people. This is getting better. I'm already want to be an investor. You know what I mean? Hey, Steph, what can I do to get this thing off the ground? Dude, it'll help you with the night. That's fantastic. Yeah. All right, Tony, finish your top 3, because I got to do bookmarks too before we go today. I'm demanding.
We can do bookmarks too, but you say Dubs in 6 or 7. I say Dubs in 5. And,
I hope you're right, T. I really do.
This goes back to number 3 on the top 3 goes back to my experience on Sunday at the Giants game. I went to the Giants game, and after the game, the group of people I was with, shout out the Hannahs, Jimmy and James Hannah. James's son Jimmy was like, "Hey, Dad, I want one of those bacon wrapped hot dogs that they were selling outside the Oracle Park."
Yeah, what over the bridge? You mean like those guys just cooking shit up over there?
It was actually right outside the outfield gate.
Okay.
Gate, and then also on King Street as well. And I know we've talked bacon wrapped hot dogs before, but we were talking about lot food and what was your favorite lot food. But I want to know, Paulie, because I took a good look at the whole scene, because I'm like, you know what? I've never really taken a good look at the whole scene of the bacon wrapped hot dog scene. Everybody's got their little cart, right?
Yeah.
All I saw under the cart were cardboard boxes full of hot dogs wrapped in raw bacon.
Ooh.
And no refrigeration, not even sitting on ice,
just rotting in the hot sun. Yeah.
We were also speculating how long those were out in the cardboard boxes.
The hot dogs are getting sweat, like beads of sweat on them and stuff. Yeah, no, it's not good.
I'm not worried about the hot dog, because the hot dog is already cured and cooked and wrapped in whatever you want to wrap it in, whatever you want to the innards. But I'm sitting there thinking, dude, how. And also my son Dom was like worried about his buddy Jimmy's stomach. He's like, "Oh, I don't know if he should eat this. I don't know if he should eat this. Dad, I don't think he should eat this." And I'm like, no, that's okay. It's okay. And then I was wondering, have you ever had one, number 1? And number 2, if you haven't, like, what would you ever, or would you ever go down that road?
Yeah, first of all, let me just tell you this about hot dogs. 1, I haven't had a hot dog in a long time, and I may never do it again. And I love hot dogs, but it's the worst possible thing you can put in your body, like food wise, or one of them certainly. And I feel like once I got past the age of 50, I was like, I got to start thinking about what I'm eating, unfortunately, as we all do. But back in my 20s, I would have nailed the bacon wrapped hot dog in a heartbeat. Wouldn't have thought twice. Maybe give me 2 of them. You know what I mean? But now it's just something that is as appetizing. But the scenario you laid out, unwrapped food in the hot sun, no thank you. I'm fine.
So it was the 105 game, right?
That sounds like a carton full of hepatitis and food poisoning to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It was a 105 game. We were out there about, 3:30, 4 o'clock. And we were guessing that the bacon was probably wrapped around the hot dogs at maybe 7 a.m. that day, and put it in the cardboard box, and hasn't seen refrigeration for maybe 9 hours.
No, I'm going to reject it. I got to reject it on principle. But I will say this: shout out to Nathan's Hot Dogs, dude. When I was a hot dog eater, I love Nathan's Hot Dogs, man. I love them. But it's just something I got to try to avoid for the rest of my life. Rags checked in and goes, "Guys, you aware of the fact that there's a bacon-flavored toothpaste out there?" No, I didn't know that. But did you guys also know that they are now incorporating like bacon bits into like trendy restaurants? They'll do like bacon like covered or bacon bits on like a hot fudge sundae, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's become like a condiment with desserts now, or chocolate cake with bacon bits, stuff like that. The salt, the sweet.
On donuts too. They're doing it on donuts too. I know. I've seen bacon.
That's another one. Yeah. You're bacon on a glazed donut or whatever. I don't know. Bacon. It goes with everything. Tony, that's all I got for you for top 3.
Okay. There was a bacon store in Portland, Oregon. I remember when I lived up there, and they had like like scratch and sniff bacon stickers and Band-Aids. You could buy Band-Aids that smelled like bacon. And I guess they're bacon enthusiasts. My buddy Garrett used to be a bacon enthusiast.
I'll just ask.
Yeah,
I'll only ask the question one time, and I want a truthful answer, because on the Paulie Mac Particle Show, there's no lies. This is a place for truth. This is a safe harbor for conversation. People come on in. We can riff. We can get along. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you believe in. We're all brothers and sisters here. Tony, tell me the truth. Have you ever incorporated bacon into your lovemaking? Tell me the truth.
Never.
Okay. I'm just asking. I don't know. George Costanza might have. Yeah.
Oh, George Costanza definitely did. He had the whole menu under the sheets.
Yeah, he was eating like a pastrami sandwich. The great thing is the girl with mustard, and the girl's like, "What are you doing down there?" And he goes, "Pleasuring you." He's like holding the pastrami sandwich, pleasuring you. Dude, anyway, go ahead, T. Go ahead. Yeah.
I gotta give Dub City some love. Dub City flat out says food poisoning is good for your immune system. LOL.
Yeah, and Dom Peralta, great call. The pastrami, the most sensual of all the meats, no question. It's a very sexy meat. All right, Tony, bookmarks. Give me the bookmark. We got to get out of here. Try to do a timely show today. Can't stand you. Totally, Joe Schmo. Totally. The little big bean teeth. Yeah.
And by the way, can we just send good vibes to GP2 and his recovering health? Let's hope he's
stop eating food in Houston. You know what I mean? Stop going to Houston for cuisine. No more food in Houston, and even up in Minnesota. At this point, we want to start. We might want to wrap our own food and fly it in, because I don't want to take any more chances with our guys getting sick. Pajemski got sick. Gary Payton II got sick. I can't have it, Tony. We need our players on the floor. No more eating food on the road. What's with the face? What are you doing?
Sorry, Ian Weiland. I'm just going to say, you asked about bacon and lovemaking, and Ian said no bacon, but I've sprinkled parsley on his member.
I like the way he uses the @ symbol for the O. Very well done. Very well done, Ian. No relation to Scott Weiland. Very solid. I don't know. I'm afraid to almost ask, how did that go? How did it go with the parsley? By the way, was that good? Was it bad?
And why parsley? By the way,
I'm not sure. Maybe it was by request. Maybe somebody said by request. Be like, hey, Ian, do me a favor. Go into the kitchen, grab some parsley, and grab some nutmeg as well, and then get back in here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Grab some condiments, and then get back in the bedroom.
Ian, can you grab the spice rack? Just bring the whole spice rack into the bedroom, if you don't mind.
Do you guys have any cumin? Do you have any cumin? Bring that in here too. Yeah.
Right, we're gonna play spin the spice rack and whatever.
That could get messy though with chili powders and such. I mean, you could be looking at some burn. Might have some burn issues. All right, let's change topics, dude. Come on. I don't like Tony. Bring the whole spice rack in. Yeah, just bring it all in here. Wheel it in. All right, Tony. Give me the bookmark. Yeah.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
That's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
Oh my goodness.
Now, I want to make an announcement. I'm hijacking bookmarks today. I called my shot early. I said, I'm going to hijack bookmarks today. And here's why. I feel like Tony has, for too long. I need this. Let me take a slug of water. Get me in the party mood.
Don't drink too much. You might have to go to the John. Don't drink too much.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I don't have that kind of challenge. I can hold it until the show's over. Tony, question. Yeah, see, turn this up a little bit. Let me get a little more of this. It's been too long. Come on, give it to me.
There's the crescendo coming up. Here's the crescendo.
Ooh! Still works, man. Still freaking works. Greatest music set in the Bay right here. Our bookmark set. Nobody can compete with this. It's too good. I got to say, Tony, here's my problem with you and bookmarks. For far too long, you've ruled with an iron fist. Your abusive ways, you know what I mean? Yelling at the staff. When we're off the air, Tony runs roughshod. He yells at the art director. He yells at me. And he goes, and he's been refusing, for whatever the reasons, I don't know, and I don't care anymore. I'm taking over. Whatever the reasons, he's been very standoffish with Nikki Turturro. I've been stuffing in Nikki Turturro bookmarks for weeks, and he won't acknowledge him. Today's the day. Nikki's going to see the sun. He's going to see the light of day today.
Can I tell you why I'm not like so gung-ho Nikki T? Is because enough of Yankees ball.
No, see, that's the wrong. I get it. But see, that's the wrong approach. You're looking at it. It doesn't matter. I don't even like the Yankees, dude. In fact, I have a strong dislike for the Yankees. It's about him. He's so insane, dude. Like, the Yankees could win 8-1, and he'll be screaming bloody murder about like a play they didn't execute. So it ain't even about the Yankees. I'd rather the Yankees lose. but it's about Totoro and how insane of a baseball fan he is. So anyway, get me into Bookmarks. I'm going to let you lead the course and the class through them, but I do demand at least 1 or 2 Nicky Totoro posts today. Tony, show us what you got.
Okay, to start it off, this was really funny. This is Super 70s Sports. If you don't follow him on Twitter already, please do. He's extremely entertaining, and he has a great line of T-shirts you can purchase as well. But he says, this is that's Jokic right there in the picture, and he says, if a Serbian kid with titties can grow up to be the best player in the NBA, maybe it's time to start believing in your own goddamn dreams.
He's right. I agree. That's a great post. Thank you, 70s. And that's one of the great accounts on Twitter right there, Super 70s Sports. I mean, that guy's amazing. Yeah. And that picture of Jokic says that, by the way, he still kind of looks like that with his shirt off. He ain't developed at all. Like, he's got barely any muscle tone. He's just a big grizzly bear who can't be stopped.
That's incredible. So I could try and dig up the picture of him and his brother that we have at some high-rise restaurant. We showed this maybe a month ago, and his brother is like twice the size of him. It's insane.
Yeah.
So, but moving on, excuse me, with the bookmarks. Paulie, I believe you put this in here?
Yes, I did.
Here, is this Steph and his mom?
You might want to turn down the bed for this because there's some good dialogue here. Yeah, this is them coming off the floor after the Game 7 win in Houston.
All right, I'm going to turn down the bed here. And let's go back to the bookmarks and make sure the volume is up. Here we go.
Hey, fellas, what does that say about the team on the road?
Surprise, baby! Surprise! Surprise!
Tell him, Day Day. Yeah.
Surprise!
That's all, T. Just wanted to, yeah.
Oh, so good. It's just so good, man. Oh,
yep.
God.
Warriors are feeling good, man. Go ahead and look past them if you want. Go ahead and look right past them. Yeah. What have the Warriors ever done? I like Minnesota. I think they can sweep this series. Really? Okay. Well, I'll be watching tonight. Well, oh, there we go. I just saw Bender. I don't know what for, but I just saw it.
I went to Super 70s Sports. Hold on. Let me get back to Bookmarks, Paulie, because I got off the page for a second. I know you saw Bender. I know you saw Joe Perry. And back to the comment, but if you combine Curry and Butler and Draymond and how bad they want it, man, I don't know if there's anybody else who wants it as bad as they do. I put this in here real quick. I just wanted to show this. It's only the third time in NBA history that a 6 and a 7 seed have met in the playoffs. 87, Houston versus Seattle, by the way. Gotta love seeing Seattle in NBA talk.
Yeah, me too.
Dubs, Warriors versus Lakers, and then now Minnesota and Dubs. So here we go. Let's go. And then now moving on, Paulie, this is
more coming off the floor in Houston. Yeah, our boys are fired up. I just like how, Tell him, Steph. Look at Draymond.
Look at Draymond right there. Yeah.
Pointing at Steph right here. Yep.
So good. Oh, yeah. See, I put this in here because it was Draymond basically, and we should have gotten to this yesterday, but it's never too late to get to this because it's Draymond basically owning up about Game 6 and saying that he was embarrassed. Listen to this real quick.
I thought, my people I trust them most had, we had some heart-to-hearts after last game. My wife, one of my closest friends, Travis, my barber is one of my closest friends. Coach Izzo. And I pouted way too much last game. So I spent the last 2 days embarrassed, just at what I gave to the game, what I gave to the world. I was embarrassed. So I've been dying since the last game ended to get out on the floor and prove who I am.
How about that, man? Is that a mature?
That's accountability. That's accountability. That's him holding himself to a high standard and acknowledging in front of the whole world, I played like shit in Game 6. And I love that. Listen, I know a lot of people don't like Draymond Green, but he's one of these guys where when he's fighting on your side and you see the way he plays, you see his understanding of the game, and you see how much he means to the Warriors. They ain't going anywhere without Draymond Green, dude. I'm telling you that right now. How important is Draymond Green? Well, he's so important that when he got suspended in that final series against the Cavaliers, the Warriors wound up losing that series because of that. So, yes, never sleep on his value, and I love the accountability. He really has matured a lot, Draymond Green, and listening to him talk basketball is always a pleasure because his IQ is off the charts.
And the T-Wolves are going to try and, dangle the bait in front of him and try and get him teed up and trying to, prey on his emotions. He's going to have to be He's going to
that goes both ways, though. That goes both ways. Don't think Draymond doesn't have a couple tricks up his sleeve for the T-Wolves, dude, who don't really know about this big stage. I mean, he's going to be suckering them into doing things they don't want to do as well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup, Draymond, as he sinks his teeth into these guys.
Totally. And here's Steve Kerr after the game. Here we go.
These guys, it's their competitive force, that how much they love to play and compete and win, and the process of going through it and putting themselves on the line. The fact that these guys continue to put themselves on the line year after year after year, it just blows me away. The competitive spirit and energy and love for the game. It's beautiful to watch.
Oh, I just could listen to Steve Kerr. I want Steve Kerr like read to me as I go to bed. Honestly,
it's not a bad call. Not a bad call. Oh, we double dipped on that one. That's okay.
Because great minds, man, great minds. This is
this is him just doing more ridiculous stuff during warm up. Yeah,
and he gets the assist from a fan in a Batman shirt. Just so you know. So here we go. Having so much fun. He's having so much fun.
Look at this. Who does this, dude? Watch the pass to the guy on the bench. Watch this. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's all. That's just another day. That's just Steph having fun, man. The joy that this guy brings to the gym is unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, maybe Magic Johnson, but I don't even think as much as Steph. Steph has so much love for basketball, and he has a knack. Look at the smile on the guy's face. I mean, he just lights up the room, dude.
I was going to say, Paulie, look at the smile on his face as he runs away after making the shot. Look at the smile on his face. Watch.
He knows it's in. He didn't even look. He knew it was in. He had his back to the rim, and he knew it was going in.
Look at that. Yeah. Look at the big smile. Running away. Just having the time of his
You don't
life.
want this ass. Hey, Minnesota, you don't want this ass, dude. You can keep running your mouths, but I'm telling you don't want this. All right, keep going until we hit Nicky T pay dirt. I'm not going to stop. Okay. There's it. Here we go. Let's go.
I'm at a church Sunday.
Hold on. Okay.
Give me the glasses again. I want those glasses.
Okay. There we go.
I think this one's,
Just came out of church Sunday. Thinking about the Yankees, of course.
Church.
Something has to change. Something has to change with this organization. Philosophy, I don't know. The process, I mean.
They're in first place.
We went to the World Series last year.
Right.
Yeah, that was exciting. But we haven't cut it for a long time.
He is right.
We really cut it. We're always we're talented, but we're not firing on all cylinders. We're not cohesiveness. It's just frustrating. Now they're throwing out a team. I don't even know who they are. It's really ridiculous. It shouldn't be this. Something has got to change.
Now, okay. So that's a really measured, and by the way, just got out of church thinking about the Yankees. So
totally. By the way, shout out to his Knicks colored jacket, by the way. So there's
great call, Tony. Yeah. Great. I didn't even think of that. And also shout out to his gold chain game outside the turtleneck, dude. Outside. Yeah. When was the last time you wore a gold chain? Look at a face. I know, Tony, can I get one more? These faces are incredible. Look at his face all day. That's a freaking mug right there. Look at this guy. Look at him. Tony. Give me one more Nicky T today. Just keep scrolling down. I need another one.
Sure. You bet. Oh, there's Paul Stanley, by the way. Or no, there's Paul Stanley. He's talking about Diamond Dave.
Yeah, I'll take that if you want to give me Diamond Dave and Paul Stanley. I'm not saying no to that.
And there's your backup singers too, by the way. You seen Paul right there?
Great. Yeah. All right, keep going. That one we should take out. That was a little dated. That one's from the Houston series. A little pregame chat between Draymond.
I mean, look at Draymond and Kerr just hanging, talking, breaking it down. The time that these guys put into it, it's just incredible.
It's more Dave. I put a lot of Dave in there. There's a lot of David Lee. There's more Sabbath. I know.
Okay.
Chip, dude. There's a chips open. I don't know if we need it. It's there.
Let's get Nicky, and then we'll go back up to chips, and then we can call.
I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah, see, we're going so far back now. Geez, sorry.
No, hey, man, come on. What are you sorry about? This is great.
Yeah, look at all this. This is good stuff. Yeah, a lot of Jimmy, a lot of Warriors.
Oh, there's the public enemy, Jimmy Butler.
Love that.
Oh, there's the flop. Never get it.
All right, here's one. Now he looks pissed. Okay, good. This is what I need.
Oh, this is a short one too.
Yeah, good.
Look at the anger. You can see the anger.
I need it.
Here we go. Hang on.
What are you swinging at? What are you swinging at? Ball 4. No discipline.
All right, it was so short. I need one more. Sorry,
what are you
one
swinging
more.
At?
Yeah.
What are you swinging at? Ball 4.
I'm just trying to pause it right at.
Okay, I love it. Hey, your instincts.
Oh, he's.
I know. Jesus Christ. One more, Tony. Sorry, one more. I know I'm being abusive, but it's been too long. I got Nicky T withdrawals. Keep going. Wow, we got to clean this out.
Until I find Nicky T. We'll find it. Yeah,
I got to clean this out, dude. Sorry, the bookmarks are getting nuts. Yeah, okay, give me one more. Here we go. Last one.
Way to throw a game away.
Okay.
What a fucking way to throw a game away. Just threw it away. And a lame ninth inning. Fucking bullshit. Fucking now you threw the fucking game away.
Yeah. I love you, Nicky. Thank you for indulging me, Tony. It's been too long. I got to have my daily allotment of Nick Turturro, bro. It's going to continue to happen. So thank you. Thank you for indulging me. Do we do any more or do we just move on, T?
We got one more that we're going to show because we both put it in here, and here it is, buddy.
Oh,
this is the gold. This is the gold that was chips, by the way.
And this is who,
what's that?
I was going to say, this is who Robbie Ray has to answer to in terms of tightest pants ever seen on a national stage. I got Robbie Ray pitching for the Giants, and now you got Ponch and John just in October. And then the teeth of a Poncherello, dude, Eric Estrada. I'm telling you, in fact, you know what? From Ponch right into Dr. Matt Young, because I think he might have been a patient. Those teeth were so white, they were blinding. And that's one of the things that Dr. Matt Young can offer you is the whitening service. He is an implant specialist. He does general dentistry, of course. Been in practice for over 25 years in San Francisco, which I love. He's a city guy, lives in the city. His kids are being raised in the city. And as I say, general dentistry, implants. He's been in practice 25 years in Union Square. Comprehensive dental care. Tony, we're talking about he runs the whole gamut. Cleanings, fillings, implants, veneers, orthodontist, emergency care, surgical procedures. And by the way, the staff, his whole team, that's the other thing. This is very typical. Like, Matt Young is such a great guy. He's made sure that the office is loaded with great people. So no matter where you turn, you're greeted by a friendly face and somebody who's just going to kind of calm your nerves. If you're a nervous Nelly like me, he was able to put me right at ease. He's so disarming with his whole personality. He's so low key. And kind of like I was saying about Los, if you have like a problem with something, he's not going to force you into like, God damn it, I'm drilling into that tooth. If you're like, hey, wait a second, he will have conversations with you, and he's not going to force you into doing anything you don't want to do. Dr. Matt Young also specializes in implant surgery and implant restorations. And one other thing about Dr. Young, he's so accomplished in his field that he's actually the president of the American Academy of Implant Dentistry. So he's one of the leading guys in the entire country when it comes to what he does. So reach out to Dr. Young, become a new patient. If you're looking for a new dentist, I can't recommend him enough. Honestly, he's a great guy. He gets what we're doing here on the show. I'm so proud to have him as a sponsor and a good friend. Info@youngdentalsf.com, Tony, or you can just call him at 415-392-8611.
Yeah, and also, Paulie, like if people want to spread the word about Dr. Young, say that you live too far out of the city and you can't get into the city, but you know people, within the city limits, excuse me, or close by, please refer Dr. Young to them because we're fans of Dr. Young. And also, I love the Saturdays that he's open Saturdays. We talked about this earlier. I love that he's open Saturdays because the weekdays are just a freaking bleep show. It's really hard to get to the dentist sometimes, and if I've got kids too that I want to bring to Dr. Young too. Do it if you have kids. Do it on a weekday, on a weekend day, on a Saturday. That is huge. So 415-392-8611, Dr. Young. And also we were talking about Steph Curry gets his reps every single day. Get your dental reps.
Yeah.
Don't let it sleep. Don't ignore your oral hygiene. I tell my kids every single morning and every single night, brush your freaking teeth and floss. I'm a flosser. I don't know if you, Paulie. I'm a flosser.
You gotta floss. You gotta floss. And take it from me, dude. This is nothing to neglect for long periods of time, because I did that. When I met Dr. Young, that was coming off the heels of a long drought where I just didn't go to the dentist at all because I was too nervous to go. But again, like, he's gonna relax you and put you right at ease. And that's beyond value or price to me, is the fact that he's just a good guy and he's gonna disarm you right away. You can talk baseball with him. I'm telling you, he's a big Giant fan. He also accepts many and most major insurances. So if you want that positive, relaxed experience with phenomenal results, this is the guy you're going to want to go see, Dr. Matt Young, and we are so proud to have him on board as a sponsor. Also, segueing into one of our other great friends and sponsors, let's talk about Carlos over at Flex Funding. Carlos de la Fuente, one of our great friends and sponsors, offering financial services of all kinds. And something I wanted to focus on today is the fact that he did partner up with a great lender who can do HELOCs and standalone second loans. And they're fairly simple. If you just need cash, that's something you could talk to Carlos about. Just like, look, dude, I'm up against the wall. I need a loan. What should I do? Tell him your circumstance. Carlos will lay something out that works for you. And for the people like me, because this is something I'm one of these guys. I don't want to mess with my low interest first mortgage. I don't want to mess around with that at all. So tell Carlos that when you have the conversation, because if you got a great interest rate on your first mortgage, he'll make sure that that's protected and stays in place. And I always like to say, Tony, with Carlos, no strong arm nonsense. No, hey, you got to sign here and give me your money. No. He's not going to lead you down a path that's harmful for you. There's no appraisal or fees associated. There's no escrow or title fees. Fast closings. I like to remind people you can usually do it within 8 days. He can usually close within 8 days. And all he needs is basic information from you, and then he can start outlining a plan for you, that what's going to work for you and for your family. And he's got that 700 plus FICO score as well. So reach out to Carlos, have the conversation, let him go to work for you, and you're going to feel so much better knowing you have a guy like Carlos fighting for you in your corner. I mean, it makes all the difference, Tony.
Dude, we talked about the words tip top earlier in the show.
Yeah,
like a 700 plus FICO score right out of the gates right there. That's tip top. And I was also saying, like, I live down here on the peninsula and I see a lot of fix and flips. That's something that Carlos can help you out with if you're looking to do a fix and flip, where people are buying the old ranchers and then or they're renovating old ranchers and they're reselling them. If that's something that is part of your jam,
Tony, I feel like I executed a fix and flip with you today on Nick Turturro, because you were standoffish, and then I got you to fix it and flip it and show us a couple of Nicky T's, and I saw you laughing along. So I think it was beneficial for all of us. I'm sorry, but you can finish your point. Yeah.
No question. With Nicky Turturro, I feel like we should only play videos where he's complaining about the Yankees. I don't want any glorification of Yankee baseball coming from Nick Turturro.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
Of course. Agreed. I agree to the terms. Yes. Okay. 100%. Okay. 100%.
And speaking of terms, the terms with Los is that outside the box, like he can make something happen for you. He's creative. He will, if you have a unique situation, call Los and work on it. Present it to him. See if there's a possibility. He wants to hear from you. He wants to create relationships. He wants those to last, and he wants you to win. And he wins. Everybody wins. It's Los. Carlos at myflexnow.com if you want to email, or if you want to call 925-250-4894 or 925-250 Pablo Sandoval, Charles Haley.
Thank you, Tony, and thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Dr. Matt Young, and thank you, Mitch Cumstein, who's going to get the last word today, who's a night putter and a fan of Paulie Mac Particle's show. He says hashtag free Murph. That's his final comment today. And I'll tell you this, we're doing what we can. We're doing what we can. And then I saw it was, John Joseph saying, you know what? What about the idea of Murph coming on the show wearing a mask? It's funny you say that. I actually bounced that off Tony about a month ago. Do you remember that? Because I think it would be hilarious. Like if Murph's been forbidden, he's forbidden to come on the show. Well, whatever. Listen, I'll tell you what, I'm all about breaking rules, dude. Nobody specializes in breaking rules more than I do. I've made a career on it. I've been breaking. It's like my name and reputation hinge on rule breaking, and it's something I specialize in. So, Tony, seeing as how we do excel at breaking rules, I think it'd be very funny to throw like some kind of rubber mask on Murph. Could be like a Ronald Reagan mask, like the guys in Point Break. Could be like a Wolfman mask. We get them all hairy. Let us see what we can do. And believe me, I haven't forgotten about the Free Murph movement. It's a very delicate situation. We got to massage it as we can and when we can. But don't worry, it's not like I've forgotten about Murph. He knows where we are. I know where he is. And rubber masks, that could be the solution. We'll see. And thank you, Mitch.
Rules are, there ain't no rules.
Thank you, Tony.
That's where it comes from. Mitch Cumstein, thank you for the super. And also, just to refresh everybody's memory about Murph, is that he literally, Paulie mentioned it a few seconds ago, but those of you that don't know, he has literally been told by his parent company that he is not allowed to come on the show.
Yeah,
So,
like they scolded him like a school kid. They're going to make him stand in the corner or something like that if he has to come on the show. But I'm not. But that doesn't. What does that mean to me ultimately? It means that makes me want to get Murph on the show even more. Patty from Napa, 100% Murph in a mask. Hashtag Murph in a mask. Maybe that's the whole movement. Murph in a mask. How could they ever prove it? How could they ever prove it? You had Murph on your show. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Well, it goes back to Sticks again. The parent company would probably have too much time on my hands, too much time on their hands if they're digging into if they're digging into Polymac Particles weekday episodes, looking to see if a masked man is actually Brian Murphy. That's hysterical, dude.
Hey, Rags is offering some assistance from the great, beautiful Garden State, New Jersey. He's saying, listen, we could send a few guys out there to help convince the powers that be that maybe it's in their best interest to let Murph come on. We know people in North Jersey. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of vowels at the end of those last names over there, if you know what I'm talking about. Names that end in O, names that end in E and A, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Do you really want a van load of these cats coming out and having a conversation? I'm just kidding. We're messing around. Tony, give me Professor David Lee Roth to dismiss the class. We tried to keep it tight. We went 80 minutes as opposed to 70. I guess we're getting a little better. We didn't go the full 90 because we've been doing a lot of 90-minute shows. But Diamond David Lee Roth, dismiss the class as we get ready for the Warrior game tonight, T.
Class dismissed. Hey, Paulie, I got some business to attend to before we say goodbye. And Patty, thank you for the super. You rock. And by the way, that's part of the business is that we're going to do a PMP mailbag tomorrow night during our night flight, 8 p.m. Those of you who have sent stuff in, I've gotten them. Thank you. pauliespod@gmail.com if you want to send us in any pictures or any emails. We're going to let them loose tomorrow night. I saw Patrick Patton on the comment line earlier. I want to play his Particle Land video tomorrow night. Also got some great pictures from Patty in Napa, Robot Centaur, North Refrigeration and HVAC, just to name a few. Send them on over, pauliespod@gmail.com. Also, Tom Tolbert will be starting his show at 2:00 today. He'll be joined by Jim Peterson, his former Warrior teammate and current T-Wolves color analyst. They're going to break down the series and game one. I'm curious to know where Tolbert stands on, how the Dubs can fare and how long this series will go. So check out Tolbert at 2:00, and then Johnny Lund tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then also Rod Brooks' Quality Hang is weeknights as well. I believe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I'm not positive. But I believe it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Just check his Twitter account. He'll always update when he's going to be dropping shows. I mean, Brooksy always posts it like we do. So again, fist in the air for all our Bay Area Sports Collective brothers: Jeremiah Crow, Danny Ogden, Tony Ryan, Paulie Mack, Tom Tolbert, Rod Brooks, and Jumpin' Johnny Lund, as you just laid out. They're all great guys. They're all doing great shows, and everybody's show is a lot different. We've all got kind of our own personalities happening with our own style, and that's really cool. And it all fits in beautifully in the Bay Area Sports Collective. So thank you, team. Support the other shows. Thank you for supporting this show. Tony, I see you're all excited. What do you got on the way out?
Shoot, where did it go? Hold on.
I don't even know. I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta find this because we promised it. We promised it.
I'm not sure. What are you referring to? What are we?
There it is. Okay. Well, if I refer to it, it would ruin the surprise. So here,
okay.
I'm going to share this because we talked about it yesterday. Okay, so let me lower the music.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you. You can even take it like halfway through, because there's so much. But once they get up on the moon and he's still getting kicked in the nards, I think that makes the point.
So this is what Paulie was talking about yesterday about the Draymond Green kicking Steven Adams in the nards. By the way, bring back the word nards. And these people, TYT Sports, I think it's the Young Turks Sports, they made a cartoon out of it. And here's a portion of it where there's Steve Adams, and he's trying to avoid getting kicked in the nards by Draymond again. So as you can tell, he's on an airplane right now, trying to leave the United States to go back to New Zealand. Here we go.
Okay.
There he is, icing himself.
Beautiful. Look at him.
Yeah. Trying to avoid Draymond.
Yeah. Right out there in the middle.
There he is. He's exhaling, feeling good.
Not so fast. Not so fast. Yeah. Get him, Draymond. Get him.
There you go.
I like how it's like lifting Adams off the ground.
Yeah.
The kicks are so severe, like he's getting air.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Dude. Up on the moon, dude. Whatever it takes. Draymond will travel any distance to kick Steven Adams in the nards. And by the way, hey, Steven Adams, we can fit you for a Warrior jersey. You want to come on over and play with the good guys? We got you covered, baby. I would love to have that big dude on my team.
That's what spawned the whole conversation, and you recalled this video. So one more time, Steven Adams. I love the exhale. Like he's finally like, yes. There's no way Draymond. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Oh, that's sorry. Hang on.
I like how Draymond's smiling. As soon as you see his face, Draymond, he's already smiling. Yeah.
Here we go.
Give him a boot, Draymond. Show him how we do it. Look at him getting off the ground. Dude, and by the way, shout out Draymond Green, kicking lefty, just like Paulie Mack. He's a left-footed kicker. So he fits into that whole left-handed concept. All right, Tony, get us the hell out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marcel, Don Peralta, Stevie B, Ariel. Look at you, Ariel. Welcome aboard. John Joseph, Patty from Napa, Rag, Stevie B, all of y'all. Anybody I missed, Patty from Napa, we freaking love you guys. Thank you so much. PMP family, always here for you, Rags, James, Miguel. Oh, happy Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy. And by the way, go freaking Dubs. I want game one. I do. I want game one, Tony. A lot of urgency on this game. The Warriors are loose. They're feeling good. I think Minnesota's in for a little bit of a wake-up call, maybe a punch in the mouth. We'll sober them up a little bit, but we'll see. I'm excited, Tony. Have a great night tonight, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow night for our night flight. Tony's got the last word. Go ahead, T.
I just want to say that I love that you're still celebrating Cinco de Mayo on Seis de Mayo.
Why not? Why shouldn't I? You know what I mean? Let's carry it over. Salt up the glasses, dude. If I say Cinco de Mayo, it's Cinco de Mayo. That's all. That's all the proof you need. Yes.
Happy 80th birthday to Kurt Loder yesterday. Happy 80th birthday to Bob Seger today. Happy heavenly birthday to Willie Mays. And, just actually leave it at that. Happy heavenly birthday to Willie Mays. Rest in peace forever, Willie. Giants baseball for life. And Giants Cubs, and then Dubs, T-Wolves, all happening later this afternoon. Check it out. We'll be recapping tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for the Wednesday night flight.
And Dub Nation, stand up, man. Dub Nation, stand up. Together, we're going to collectively throw a Draymond Green kick to the nards of the T-Wolves. And it starts tonight in just a few hours. You guys enjoy your Tuesday. We'll see you on the night flight tomorrow. Go Dubs, y'all.